Gypsy Rose Blanchard is a manipulator, but she has committed the most heinous crime that you could. And not only did she commit that crime, she used a man that has autism, he has a low IQ and mental health issues, that was collecting a disability check at the time to do her dirty work. That is a modern day Charles Manson. Now, I've seen a text today that I have seen in the past that I feel like the public needs to see, because her mom's autopsy did come out, and it's been proven that she didn't give her mother any medication to soothe the pain that she knew her mother was going to endure. But not only did she not do that, this is what she wrote before she had her mother unalived. Gypsy wrote, "The ish is going down tonight," Ruby said. Now, for those of you who don't know who Ruby is an alter ego that Gypsy Rose created, along with multiple other ones. She had one called Demona and several others. Now, she also had Nicholas GODEJOHN come up with a alter ego, and she basically enticed him to use that alter ego to unalive her mom. Now, keep in mind, this is a man with autism, a low IQ, and mental health issues that was collecting disability at the time. Now, she had been basically molding him for over 2 years. She did this via the internet, which is a federal crime. Okay? But also, I want you guys to take a look at this shed, and I want you guys to watch something after you look at this shed, because I feel like this shed tells you that there was so much more going on. Look at Gypsy's playroom shed. Do you guys see the Huggies? Do you see that little toddler bed? What do you think was going on in here? I also want you guys to watch this. Now, this was done by Becca Scoops, which you know I love her dearly. You guys need to go follow her on YouTube, Becca Scoops. But you guys need to watch this because it's very interesting.
Rod and his wife, Christy. The day after Dee Dee died, Sue posted on social media, quote, "Y'all, I love this family and have for 15 years. But those of us in Louisiana know that Gypsy can walk very well, actually. She also did not have hair loss from chemo. They shave it for 11 years. She never had leukemia. I'm an RN. She's 24, not 19, end quote. Miss Borderline was adamant that Dee Dee did not suffer from Munchausen by proxy. Dee Dee never hurt Gypsy ever, she told law enforcement. She was running a con. She gave Gypsy things other kids can only dream of. It may have been wrong, but I can't judge her. These reports were buried after the mainstream media bought Gypsy's lawyer's narrative about the crime. Immediately after it was reported that Dee Dee Blanchard was found murdered in her home, a small group of netizens, including those who knew Dee Dee and Gypsy, took to social media. Most of those posts were preserved from June 2015. Neighbors came out of the woodwork to reveal Gypsy was out of control after she discovered social media in 2009. According to one police warrant, beginning in 2009, Gypsy had 5 email addresses associated with different Facebook accounts that she created. They included fake profile names like Emma Rose and Devonna Wolf, and Snow Gypsy, where she reportedly liked pictures of sadomasochism. In fact, one anonymous source, who was interviewed just days after the told authorities a couple of years before she met Nick Godejohn, Gypsy was quite active on Facebook, where she propositioned older men in their 30s and 40s. Imagine you know nothing about Gypsy Rose Blanchard. It's June 15th, 2015, and you happen to see this local news report.
They found the mother violently murdered inside their home and Gypsy gone. This morning, the sheriff announced they'd tracked the social media post to Wisconsin.
We have located Gypsy in another state. She is okay. We do have another person of interest in custody.
Friends worried for Gypsy Blanchard, who they say suffers from muscular dystrophy and is wheelchair-bound. Police found her at Charlie Goldammer's home in Big Bend.
As I know, the SWAT team came this morning, took my wife and I out of here. Something with my stepson. Supposedly, he did something in Missouri, which we don't believe because he wouldn't hurt a fly.
Goldammer's stepson is 25. He says Gypsy Rose was fine and wasn't in a wheelchair.
There's nothing wrong with her.
So she's okay.
Yeah, she walks and talks and does everything fine. I don't really know anything about her except that he's and her were talking to each other online. It's his girlfriend, and he went down there to get her and brought her back up here. That's about all I know.
As if no one grieved the death of Dee Dee Blanchard. She was villainized by Gypsy Rose Blanchard's defense team. She was villainized by her own family. She was villainized in every documentary made about the case. The winners write the history books. Have you ever heard that saying? And when it comes to the heinous crime of the demise of Dee Dee Blanchard, the winner is her daughter, Gypsy Rose. Thus, Gypsy and her supporters have written the history of this crime up until now. However, if you dig deep enough in the past, there were those who were mourning Dee Dee's demise, like Sue Bordelon.
One of the biggest questions that I have for Gypsy's supporters is every time that they say she was forced to be in a wheelchair, she was never able to walk. You do understand being able to walk, you're using a muscle, right? And if you don't use that muscle, it becomes weak and then you cannot use it. So similar to the way if someone gets into a car accident and they have a cast, a lot of times they have to do therapy, right? Because they have to exercise that muscle. If she was never able to walk, do you think she would have been able to walk right out of Nicholas Godejohn's home? Do you think his dad would have been able to say what he said? She was walking and talking like a normal person. Gypsy was in on the con. And she was tired of having to help her mom because her mom was becoming very sick. And she wanted the sausage, and she decided, I'm off her. So those of you, and I'm talking about the companies and the people supporting her, this is the woman you're supporting. This is what you're saying to other people that have disabilities like Nicholas Godejohn, that they're irrelevant, they don't matter. Gypsy was the one that was able to write the story and come out here and tell lies. So I urge you to reconsider and think about what you're doing. I hope you guys have a great day. Bye-bye for now.